I personally have quite some experience in industry and then also with trade associations and also working with NGOs on how to address specifically sustainability in, for instance, the consumer products world. And that's also what I'm trying to bring into the teaching here at SUMAS. We have one course, for instance, which deals with operations management. Operations management is basically the whole supply chain, all the way from the beginnings of procurement, whether this is fossil raw materials, whether this is raw materials that comes from plantations, all the way then through the refining of these materials to the transportation, to the production, and then delivery to the consumer, and then eventually the disposal. All of these elements is something that companies like Procter & Gamble, for which I have worked, have to deal with day to day. And they are highly interested in reducing the environmental impact throughout the whole life cycle because it addresses both. It addresses economic prosperity. In the moment you can eliminate inefficiencies, that will help the bottom line. But it also addresses environmental sustainability because an effort, a product that's being produced not highly efficiently will have unnecessary environmental impact, will create unnecessary waste. And then you follow this all the way through. You look all the way to the disposal, how the consumer or customer uses the product, how he or she disposes of a product, and you think through how can that be minimized? How can you minimize your packaging? How can you minimize the product itself, make it more efficient? And that's what we teach, for instance, here in our operations management course, where we then go all the way to also using digitalization and design choices to eventually address both the economic prosperity, economic growth, as well as reducing the environmental impact. Another major course we do is sustainable innovation, because innovation is really at the core of addressing sustainability. Innovation basically means you're looking at the situation, you are dissatisfied with it, and you're looking for new ways to do what you have done before in a way that's economically superior and in a way that's environmentally less impactful. And in doing so, you also address the social side. You also create jobs, you also have financial means to pay proper wages, to reward people properly for the work they do. You can support the communities in which you're operating. All of that, all of these social elements can be addressed at the same time if you do it well, if you do sustainability well, which is what we teach at SUMAS. In sustainability, it's important that you take a broad view. You cannot just look at the end of a situation. When you're, for instance, having problems with plastic, it's not good enough to say, I just want to ban plastic. I need to look at the whole life cycle and at the task in front of me. I need to make a life cycle assessment and see how can I address the situation that I'm facing in a better way. Could I do it with a different material? Could I do it just simply with resource reduction? Could I do it with more productivity? These are the kind of questions that our students are being confronted with and that they learn to answer. Well, when I look back to some 6 years ago when we started with SUMAS, we were right in foreseeing that sustainability would gain in importance. In fact, would gain tremendously in importance. As you look at what's happening around us with sustainability, you think of Sustainable Development Goals that were designed and decided by the United Nations in 2015 for the next 15 years. When you look at the Paris Climate Agreement, again, something very big that most nations aligned with and signed for, sustainability has gained tremendously in importance. And when you look into corporations, when you look into industry today, there's not a single big company that can afford not to think about sustainability, not to integrate sustainability into their day-to-day operations. In fact, that's not only for big companies, it's even for small and medium enterprises that sustainability plays a very important role.